This is the second day in a row where I got my offer at 5:30 instead of 5:45. As we're getting ready to do shopping, as another Spark driver, he knows it too, but he also said that this offer that I got, it's $23.84 for 11 miles, under 54 minutes, double shopping. He said he has a triple shop. As was shopping yesterday, one of the other Spark drivers came up to me and asked me if the store manager came to talk to me. I said no. So he came to talk to me because he was asking about this other Spark driver that came in through the employee entrance of the store 20 minutes before 6 and started shopping. And they just sit there thinking. And then eventually it says, lost internet connection.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It's Friday. Time to do the Spark. I've already got my order, but I've noticed something has changed with the Spark. This is the second day in a row where I got my offer at 5:30 instead of 5:45. And then yesterday morning, as we're getting ready to do shopping, as another Spark driver, he knows it too, but he also said that this offer that I got, it's $23.84 for 11 miles, under 54 minutes, double shopping. He said he has a triple shop. I've heard that was going to happen. Shopping for 3 customers. Mine, the 2 items, the first customers only want 16 items, the other one wants 6. In fact, the person wants 6, wants all cat food. So, and also still can't start the trip. I have to wait till 6 o'clock to start the trip. And I think I know why. As was shopping yesterday, one of the other Spark drivers came up to me and asked me if the store manager came to talk to me. I said no. So he came to talk to me because he was asking about this other Spark driver that came in through the employee entrance of the store 20 minutes before 6 and started shopping before the store was officially open. And I remember that we could have, start the trip, preview the shopping way before 6 o'clock. It may be that's the reason why that we've had some Spark drivers kind of jump the gun, so to speak, and they're not supposed to be in the store. Now, in the defense of the driver, there have been times where I've went through the side entrance, especially when it's freaking 20 degrees outside at 6 o'clock and they haven't opened the main doors yet. I'm going through the side entrance and get out of the cold. Besides, at 6 o'clock we're on the clock. I've heard the day before that happened, I did that. The employees did not unlock the doors until 10 minutes after 6. Nope. I'm going to defend a driver that goes in the side. If it's 6 o'clock and they haven't opened the doors, I'm going through the side entrance and start, because we're on the clock too. So anyhow, it's cold again. It's 44. It finally warmed up a little bit yesterday during the dash, but it was way late in the afternoon. But it's still, even though it was like 60 degrees, there was still a coldness to the wind. There was still a bite to it. Like I said, this is a cold front that's coming in. It's going to get real cold Monday, below freezing. So yeah, I think this is winter's last hurrah before spring comes. So anyhow, long talk. Like I said, I'm just observing some things. Also, when I told you about the enhancements or the route recommendation for shopping, that did not occur here at Pell City. It was only at the Oxford store that I've seen that. So it may be store only enhancement so far. So anyway, I'm at the red light getting ready to go into the Walmart parking lot. So I'm gonna go in there and do some shopping and make the delivery. So we'll see. We'll talk to you later. Well, I just dropped off that shopping. Pretty easy. The one customer had 2 bags of cat food and some other cat treats. And come to find out, that customer is now a new Walmart Spark repeat customer. So, because I recognize the instructions to please leave it food in the porch, and sure enough, there it was. And so I'm out here by the lake. This is all campers and tiny homes. The first stop was also a camper on the other shoreline, but they're pretty close to each other. So yeah, this was pretty easy. And then as soon as I had finished the shopping, pickup popped up. Not doing pickups. So hopefully, get another shopping here. But yeah, it's cool, 40 degrees, but out here the water temperature on the water is warmer, and it's fog, mist hovering off the water. So, but it's no wind, hardly a cloud in the sky. Oh, what we got here? Are these turkeys? Oh, they're buzzards. No. What are they? I think they're buzzards. I think those are buzzards. So, yeah. I wind up encountering all kinds of wildlife. Yeah. And of course now I got some crows. Of course, I have to dodge a million squirrels out here in the rural country. But so I've seen buzzards, crows, 2 groundhogs, a snapping turtle. That was not part of it. I encountered that while I was not doing gig work. I was on my way home, and he was crossing the road. He was big and ugly. So yeah, all kinds of wildlife out here. I think the groundhog is probably the most unique animal that I've seen so far. Well, no, I take that back. The bison. That's something you don't see. Have to check that off on the bucket list to see a bison out here. So anyway, let's head back into town, drive by Walmart, see if I get another shopping order. If not, go home and wait, and then if nothing happens, then we'll start dashing this afternoon. Yeah, hopefully Dash will pick up for today. The last 2 times I barely made over $50, which is great in my market and my offers. Because I'll take that all day long, and people are saying, "What? Well, I'm only working 4 hours, 11 to 3, because I don't want to stress myself out, and plus I'm sparked here in the morning, so I just do this. I've got my schedule set, I got my routine set. I can adjust it at any time depending on what my circumstances are. You know, if I got to run an errand or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the video that's going to be posted today, as of this recording, is my second dog attack video. Yeah. And there, I delivered some food to the car tag people. And then I mentioned that I went and got car tags. And that following Monday. And the person that I took care of my tags was the customer from the previous day. So, anyway, let's head back to Walmart, see what happens. If not, we'll go home and wait, and hopefully we get another shopping order. So, see you in a little bit. Welcome back. It's time to do dashing. I had only one spark. What really upsets me, I saw 2 good shopping orders pop up, but by the time I tried to hit accept, they were gone. I mean, I think somebody's just automatically hitting the accept button to get it. So let's go ahead and start the dash. Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be a slow day today. So, I got to start my mileage thing. Okay. Oh, I got an offer. Oh. Take screenshot. $7.45 for 4 miles. And didn't chime because DoorDash has the same problem with CarPlay. If it's connected to CarPlay, the chime doesn't work. So, all right, we're going to Chick-fil-A. It was a high-paying offer. So, let's go to Chick-fil-A, pick up the order, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, just dropped off that Chick-fil-A. Took them a while. They had the order ready. They just took a while to get to me and ask me who I was to pick up for. And I delivered to repeat location. Is the elementary school I used to deliver in the morning for one of the teachers. And a lot of times it was always McDonald's, if you remember. But no, this was for lunch for another teacher. And I made the comment, I've been to the school many times, but it's the first time I was inside the building. So anyway, heading back, going to head towards the base, which is Cracker Barrel. Like I said, I never made it the first time because I got an order right away. So it's a little cool. It's 60 degrees. I went ahead and took my jacket off because I've been moving around. Plus the sun will be, since there's no cloud sky, sun will beating down on me. But it's a little cool. If you're in the shadows, it's going to be cold. But out in the sun, it's pleasant. So anyhow, let's head to base and see what happens. See you in a little bit. Yeah, I've been sitting for a while, 5-10 minutes, and then I got slightly, underwater at Starbucks. I almost didn't take it, but it's a little over $6 for 10 miles. But lately my offers have been so few in between. I only made $50 yesterday and $50 before that. So it's one of those, there's a gut feeling. I'm probably gonna be chastised for it anyway, but it's just just a feeling. We'll see what happens. But arriving at Starbucks, and we're gonna get the order and then head to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, that didn't take too long. Just delivered the Starbucks to the Domino's Pizza in Lincoln. But something weird happened. Just as I was getting ready to start to pick up, the phone the app went dead. No communication, no nothing. I reset it, the app, and then it just sit there thinking. And then eventually it says, lost internet connection, try again. I thought maybe Verizon went down again. I think the app or communication with DoorDash. Oh, I gotta turn around. Take a screenshot.
Continue on I-20 West for 3/4 of a mile.
I gotta go to Jack's, but back in Lincoln, and then take it to Pell City. So.
In half a mile, take exit 165 toward Embry, Lincoln.
Yeah, a little over $9 for less than 8 miles. So, but it brings me back to base, and I'm being paid to go back. So, all right, let's get ourselves turned around here, back to where I was, and go to Jack's. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered at Jack's, and it took me to a place that's it's on the old road before the interstate that goes from Pell City, and this, I think, is 78. A lot of times, the app always brings me this way, and the customer's instructions were specific. Place food inside the grill. They have a big, huge grill, so I open it up, put the food in there, take a picture, and close the grill. And so just as I finished, got in the car, started going, picked up a slightly underwater delivery of Oishi Asian, my wife and I's favorite Chinese restaurant. And, it's still going in, so we're going to stay on this road and go pick up the Oishi. So yeah, kind of, somewhat paid for itself coming in. I'm still going in on my way to pick up that order, still going into town. So let's go to Oishi and pick up the order. So see you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped out the Oishi. Boy, they took forever. And they had a lot of takeout orders, and to now a new repeat customer for DoorDash. I've delivered to their house a long time ago when I first started, and I remember, they're next door to a business that when they said, "Well, we're right next to this business," I knew exactly where it was because it's near where I live. And just as I finished that, I picked up a slightly overwater Subway. So, heading to Subway. I think it's the one in downtown. So, let's go Subway and pick it up. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered at Subway, and once again, I'm on a road. It's not a road, but the app took me directly to the house, and the customer said leave it at the door and knock on the door, and the picture of the door matched exactly what I did, drop it off. But yeah, these folks, they need to work on their. I know this has to be a private road, and there are a couple of houses up here and mobile homes. But yeah, this is a dead end. Right off, it's just right off the interstate, and you know, it's like one of these service roads. And yeah, this is deliverance country. Oh man, now that's a nice rig. And he's got a nice place to park it. He must own all this equipment. Boy, that truck's got a house on the back of it. I mean, he must be a long hauler. He's got a matching trailer too. Nice. So, I'm out of zone slightly. Once I get back on the interstate, I'll be back in zone. So, not too bad. Been steady, except for maybe a lull of about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I've been picking up orders just as I'm finishing. You know, I told you, the gut feeling about, I took that almost, slightly underwater order. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot which one it was. I think it was Starbucks. Yeah, it was Starbucks going to that Domino's. I just had a gut feeling, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I think, when DoorDash, please leave comment if you think this, or I'm full of it. If you now I've seen this, like if you delay your dash, like you have to stop and get gas or something like that. It takes, when you start to back up, it takes a while to kind of get an offer. It's like you're being put back at the end of the line, so to speak, for eligible drivers. But if you've been consistent from the very beginning of your starting dash, getting those orders, that's why I kind of thought about taking that. That's why I took that slightly underwater order. It was just a gut feeling, but since then, my gut's been paying off. I've been, it's been consistent. Mostly, slightly overwater orders, or even slightly underwater. Nothing really bad at that. I'm not going to take $6 for 20 miles, that type of stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, it's I got just over 2 hours left in the dash. Still slightly out of zone. Come to find out, there's a problem with downtown Pell City. They're repainting the road. They've been paving and then they've been restriping the turn lanes, and now they're coloring in the words, like stop or turn, stuff like that. So, and it's got backed up traffic right there by the interstate. So, here we go. No, I'm not taking that one. Take screenshot. Okay, that one I'm not that one I'm taking. Now I'm down to 82. God, I've been doing all these orders. I was stuck at 18, now I'm 82. That was a Burger King order for $11, but for 19 miles. Yeah, that's too, even though it was a little over $10, but that's almost 20 miles. No, I'm not taking that. Now, if it was $11 for 15 miles, I probably would have taken that. And I have done something like that, but that's almost double the mileage for a very long miles. So, yeah, that's my first decline of the day. I wonder now I'm going to be penalized and be put back at the end of the line, so to speak, like I was mentioning. So, and that's the other thing. I got that order while I was still out of zone. That's interesting. So, anyway, let's head back to base. Hopefully I get another order, but hopefully not that bad. So let's see what happens. See you later. Well, just as I signed off, I got an offer slightly underwater again of Starbucks, almost $5, but just over 7 miles. But you know, that's a shorter distance, and so that's oh gosh, come on, guys. We've got a police officer. I gotta move over. At least that's a shorter distance, slightly underwater, but hopefully I can deliver that quickly and get another offer real quick. So, yeah. Not that $11 for almost 20 miles. So anyway, let's head to Starbucks and then to the customer. See you in a little bit. Oh, look at the puppy. Look at the puppy. Look at the puppy. Well, I just delivered at a Starbucks to an area that I've never been to. I've been close to it, but there are some nice houses. Again, houses on the lake, on the water. Very nice. This particular house looks like it's been a little older. Still very nice. But yeah, there was a dog looking at me. Yeah, it looks like they had a busted window. It was cracked, like safety glass. It was cracked. Of course, the dog moved over to the door to the other window, looking to see what I was doing. So anyhow, got about an hour and 40 minutes left on the dash. So let's head back into the area. Probably might be able to head towards the gauntlet. So let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, the gauntlet didn't win. I picked up finally another high-paying offer. McDonald's for over $6 for 1 mile. And there's McDonald's. So let's go in and pick up the order and then head to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off the McDonald's. Yeah, it wasn't very far. This is the same neighborhood that I've been to many before, but this particular section I have never been to before. I think it's one of the newest ones that were built. This is towards the end. Very small. You can tell they're 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses. Reason I know because the subdivision my old house is same style. So yeah. So now got an hour and 20 minutes left in my dash. Hoping to get at least 2 more orders. But things have slowed down a little bit. You know, I was there. You know, it was bam, no waiting. But this one, it was a good almost 10 minutes before I got this McDonald's order. So, and it's almost 20 to 2, probably slow down, but it is Friday, Friday the 13th. Yeah. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna the zone, the Cracker Barrel is now a hot zone, so I'm gonna head over to base. I haven't been to base at all today. That's another thing. That shows you, somewhat busy. But it's like in my zone. I don't know if your zone's like mine. it's feast or famine. You know, sometimes you just go bam, bam, just offer, offer, offer. Some days, you know, you get an offer once every 20 minutes, you know, and you just pray and hope they're not the really bad ones that you're forced to not take. So anyway, so let's see if I can make it to base for the first time today and see if we can get another order. So see you in a little bit. Well, still haven't made a base, but I took another underwater order. Is $8 for 12 miles. That's not as bad as some of those other ones, but you know, I've got to turn myself around because I gotta go to Whataburger, which is that way, and they're doing repainting the striping down here near where Walmart is now. So now I gotta get myself turned around and go back that way. So yeah, I know people are going, you know, think I'm an idiot or boomer or whatever, or this is my hobby. Well, like some people said, I do what I do. I just have gut feelings about what I need to do, especially how much money I got making. So this week's been really slow the whole week, and I'm just making an opportunity to make a little extra money. Better than Tuesday and Thursday. So anyway, let's see if I can get myself back in line to head to Whataburger. So see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered at Whataburger. I'm out here in Odenville, but now I'm in kind of a conundrum. As I came down this way on 174, I passed a huge line of cars that were all following behind two cars that were going 5 miles an hour on this one lane. This is only one lane road each way, and there's like 20 cars, man, and it's like, I don't know if they're having car trouble or is it, but they're just so. I don't think I'm going back that way. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back this way. This goes into Moody, where I used to live. And then eventually I'll hit the interstate, and because I got 45 minutes left in the dash, so I'm going to head down this way. In fact, probably what I'll do is, there's a road here, it's called Kelly Creek Road, that takes me a more direct route to the interstate. Yeah, because if I were to get behind those fins, I'd be pissed off, and the DoorDash would be over before I even got 1 mile. So I'm heading this way, where I used to drive back and forth, go visit the in-laws. So anyway, I'm going to head back this way to the interstate and head back into town. Let's see what adventures I get. So see you in a little bit. Well, I'm home. As I was driving, getting close to Moody, I decided to go ahead and make a quick stop at our old house and check up on things before the new winter weather comes in. And by the time I would get back to Pell City, it'd be 3 o'clock. Let's go ahead and end it. This was a little bit more busy. DoorDash app messed up a couple times. It locked up. It just like couldn't get a signal or just like that. So, and right, we had some issues yesterday. So I don't know what's going on. So, let's go ahead and go over the numbers. Let's start with the Spark. So unfortunately, I only had one shopping this morning. It was okay. I was hoping there were a couple others that popped up, but they disappeared right away. You know, they were pretty good too. So for this morning, the Spark confirmed earnings is $20.84 with unconfirmed tips at $3. So, you know, almost $24. So, let's look at the Dash. Let's see here. So today, all right, for the Dash, I made $62.15. So slightly better than Tuesday and Thursday. I did a total of 8 deliveries, but I did decline one offer. As a result, in total dash time, 3 hours, 56 minutes. So just a few minutes before I would have ended it anyway. So, let's look at the ratings. Based on the ratings, I'm still at 96 out of 100 points, but my acceptance rate has gone down to 82%. You know, this is what I don't understand. When I decline an offer, my percentage goes down 1 point. But it takes like 10 consecutive, deliveries to bring it back up by 1 point. So anyway, so I must have gained a point. Oh no, I take that back. I did not lose a point because 83 and 82 counts the same. So, yeah. It was nice day. A little cool. It got a little warmer. Tomorrow I'm not working tomorrow. Going Spark all day Sunday. Tonight's my pick. I'm thinking steak. I've been hankering for a steak and potato, and a salad. So, anyway, like I said, not much happened today, except I made just a little bit more money than usual for this week on DoorDash. So if you enjoyed the video, I urge you to select like. If you like the content that I create, I urge you to subscribe to the channel. I also, at the same time, urge you to join the membership club so you can see the extra content I generate, especially the weekly recaps, where I go over the money, the mileage, and the expenses. Also, check out the links for all the equipment that I use and the clothing that I wear. So, yeah, we're going to call it a day. It was a decent DoorDash day, better than I have in a while. No, except the encountered buzzards and crows. So, anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Hope you have a good weekend, and we will do this Sunday. So we will talk to you later. Bye.